Hey everybody, Joe Casabona here from WP in 1 month, and today I'm going to tell you how you can supercharge your text widget within WordPress. What we're looking at on the screen here is a completely vanilla WordPress install. We're not using any special theme, we don't have any special plugins installed, we're just going to use what WordPress gives us. And the secret sauce behind supercharging our text widget is HTML and CSS. So let's get started. I'm going to go to the WordPress dashboard here. I'm going to click on Appearances and Widgets. Now you can see we are using 2017, right? It's a completely vanilla WordPress install, so we're using 2017. It's got some predefined areas here. If we go back to the front end of our website, you can see the sidebar here after the big impact image. We're going to add our text widget right above the search bar. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to drag the text widget right above the search bar. I'm going to call this text widget supercharge. And we will add some content here. Now, by default, the WordPress text widget gives us the ability to automatically add paragraphs, and that's about it, right? So if I refresh this page, we will now see text widget, supercharge, and hello world. That's with paragraphs automatically added, right? Automatically added paragraph tags. But the text widget also allows HTML and CSS. So instead of just being relegated to, say, simple text, we can do something like this. So here I'm adding some heading tags. I'm going to click Save, and you'll see that our heading will get updated to match the heading styles on our website. Further, if I want to add some more formatting HTML, I can go ahead and I can add some HTML to make the word simple italic. All right, so we see that simple is italic there. And just for fun, let's add an unordered list. That's a bulleted list here. All right, so we have an unordered list, 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. We will save that. We will refresh on the front end, and you'll see that we have our unordered list, which it looks like 2017 styles to have borders and no bullets. So that's adding HTML to our text widget, but we can take it one step further, all right? We can add actual CSS to our text widget. So why don't we do that? Okay, so we will add our style tags here, right at the top. Now we need to be pretty careful here, right? Because if we want to add bullets to our list items, right? We can do that by doing this, list, style, type, disk, save that. You'll see that not only our list changed, all of the lists on the page changed. So we don't want to do that, right? We don't necessarily want to use the text widget to override site-wide styles, right? So we need to be a bit more careful. Luckily, we can do that by applying classes within our text widget, right? So we could call this super header, since we're supercharging everything. And we can call this unordered list super list, okay? So we're going to add 2 more classes here. I'm going to add a class called red to this item and a class called blue. Notice how we don't have any styles in our style tags right now, so I'm going to save this, and our text widget should be unaffected, which it is. Great. So now we're going to use CSS to supercharge our text widget even more. We're going to use the class superheader that we added to our heading tag, and we're going to make it bold. Let's do that. Font, weight, bold. And we're going to add we are going to make it a different color. Let's make it color. Let's make it my favorite kind of midnight blue, which is 000088. All right, so if we save that, great. We have a bold midnight blue heading here. So far, so good. And the other thing we're going to do is we are going to actually make this list look like an actual list. So we are going to, again, we're going to target the super list. You'll notice that I'm adding the HTML element to the beginning of our class call. All right, I just want to be a little bit more specific here, just in case some plugin comes along and ruins our styles, or we accidentally override something within the theme we're using. Right? Maybe super list and super header are used in like a comic book based theme or something like that. So I want to be a little bit more specific here to just target the elements within the text widget. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get rid of the border. We're going to, let's target the list item on this actually. We are going to add a list style type of disk because we want those bullets to show up. We are going to add some padding around our list elements. Let's make it 10 pixels. Let's see how that looks. All right, so you can see our changes are not showing up here, so we're going to find out why. We're going to right-click on one of our list items. We're going to inspect element using the Chrome inspector tools, and we're going to take a look at what we see here. So you can see the HTML is showing up in this middle panel. The CSS is showing up in the right panel. And you can see that the styles that we've written aren't even being applied to our list. They're not even being considered, which tells me that there's something wrong with our style tag here. So let's open it up, and you can see that we have paragraph tags being inserted into our styles. That's an easy fix. We're going to come over here. We're going to make sure that automatically add paragraphs is unchecked. We're going to save, and we're going to refresh. And you can see our styles are now being applied. That's fantastic. However, because paragraphs are not being applied, we're going to have to add them ourselves. So let's do that so we can add a little bit of extra spacing here between our text and our list. Fantastic. Now the last thing we're going to do, we added two classes, one red, one blue, to our list. So we are going to make good on those classes. We're going to put those classes to use. So I'm going to copy the selector that we just wrote above for our unordered list, and I'm going to add one thing to it. I'm going to add the class. So I'm going to add red, and I'm going to color this red, and then I'm going to do it again for blue and color it blue. I'm going to click save. I'm going to refresh. And now our red fish is red and our blue fish is blue. So that was a quick demo, a nice introduction on how we can supercharge our text widget using HTML and CSS. If you want to learn more, come to my HTML and CSS webinar on March 6th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And don't worry, if you can't make it, the recording is going to be available for anybody who registers. Thanks for joining me. Until next time.